It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Party, I'm a real go-getter. Rock a fur coat, but it's not chinchilla. Who's that dude with the master plan? It's Mr. Pinecone with the mic in my hand. I ball on a budget, got a bag full of nuggets. Living life to the fullest before I'm kicking the bucket. No time for the haters, I'm the meat and potatoes. I'm the product of Anunnaki and godly invaders. You wanna go down the rabbit hole? Well, come along with me. Let me phone home. Let me take you on the trip to the Pleiades or the Seven Seas. We can sail them all. Bring your dungarees and your toothbrush, your knapsack. We'll have a nightcap, then I'll bring you back. Mr. Pinecone's come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleaves. This is Bedtime with Bleaves, where I'm here to tuck you in with all of the crypto information that you need in order to have a nice sleep, or to rage and panic because you're losing all your money. That's your call. Anyway, we're going to start off with the news. Still trying to come up with a good sort of format here that's inclusive of everything, but we're going to lead off with news. All right, guys, as you can see right here, the market is down below 800 million. This is the first time since December of 2020 that the market has been down below 800 million. Bitcoin, 15,811, still dropping. Ethereum had a nice little run a little while ago, try to catch a little bit of that fire back, and then rejected and been trending to the downside. And as of right now, we don't have any confirmation that Genesis was able to get any money. So it is entirely possible that the crypto markets are about to get nasty over the next little while, because it does not look good for crypto in general. So that being said, this is what it looks like over here. You can see XRP starting to make a move to the positive. Tron down here starting to make a move to the positive. After that, you got Near Protocol and Chainlink. There's a few of them that have a little bit of green in them, but generally speaking, everything is struggling mightily. So yeah, it's going to be kind of nasty here. But here's the big news of the day, which is kind of crazy. U.S. prosecutors investigated FTX months before its collapse. Now, if you've been following things on Twitter and you have like an unfollower or something like that, then you will know that Gary Gensler seems to have been good buddies with Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX. They were related maybe in some way. And it looks like Gary Gensler unfollowed him just over the last 2 days. So I don't know why I was following him to begin with. Maybe just because he's a nosy, creep that likes to look at Jewish kids with afros, or maybe there was a purpose, so that he was alerted to anything that this guy said before he decided it didn't matter what this kid said anymore. There's plenty of different reasons why, but it would be odd that they were investigated and nothing came of it. So in light of the free fall, the news has stated that Damian Williams of the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Southern District of New York kept tabs on the platform. The investigative preceded the implosion that led to Chapter 11 bankruptcy for FTX earlier this month. Now, if that guy sat there and has been investigating it for several months, and then when he saw it, he was like, "Oh, I knew it. Why didn't you investigate it the right way?" And that's kind of embarrassing that, a U.S. An office of the district attorney, especially in somewhere like New York, where you literally deal with monetary crimes constantly, and you can't figure out there's something wrong, and a place that has no money, has no management structure, has can't even name who works for it. It's a little bit, that's a very bad look. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, though, because that's a little bit weird. That's just kind of crazy. Bloomberg reports people close to the situation stated the focus was on compliance with the Bank Secrecy Act. Authorities have used a law requiring financial institutions to take steps away to prevent money laundering and terrorism financing. And, in fairness, if you're a terrorist and if you're a dirtbag in the world, FTX is where you go. So, anyway, so we did cover this. The crypto market has slipped under 800 billion for the first time since December of 2020. But here is kind of the big news right now, I think, that goes along with FTX. Binance will not invest in crypto lender Genesis. After crypto lending firm Genesis suspended client redemptions and indicated it was seeking a $1 billion emergency cash loan, major potential backer Binance said no to the investment, the Wall Street Journal first reported. Binance turned down the opportunity to invest in the lending firm owned by the digital currency group over a potential conflict of interest with the Genesis business model, a source familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal. Genesis also sought an investment from Apollo Global Management, the newspaper reported. The struggles with Genesis began with a run on withdrawals at the firm's affiliate exchange, Gemini, occurred in the wake of the collapse of crypto exchange. Genesis is still weighing all its options and appears to be in no rush to file for bankruptcy, despite Binance declining to invest. We have no plans to file bankruptcy imminently. Our goal is to resolve the current situation consensually without the need for any bankruptcy filing. Duh, everybody says that. Genesis continues to have a constructive conversation with creditors. So, maybe they avoid it. Maybe this is not as bad. But the other part to this is when people are seeing this, this is blood in the water. When you see blood in the water, then you go for the throat, and that means that Citadel, and that lying scumbag piece of shit, Ken Griffin, that dirtbag, that he is looking at Genesis right now. He's looking at Gemini right now, and he's trying to find a way. How can I bleed these people dry so that I can make profit off of it? And he's sharpening his fangs as we speak right now, trying to figure out a way to gouge them and take their money, because that's what he does, because that's who he is. So, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over the next little while. So, but anyway, what's going on, Giant Wookie? What's up, Crypto B? Don't be sad. Jesus Christ. It's just crypto. It goes back up. Anyway, Kraken crypto exchange founder Jesse Powell said this one thing can trigger the next bull market. And fluff. Spoiler alert. However, he said the next Bitcoin halving, which is expected to take place in March of 2024, could be the next bullish catalyst for the market. So he is predicting that we're going to be in this bear market for at least another year. Now, I would probably disagree in some of the context, because there's a couple things that we want that's coming no matter what. And one's going to be regulation, and there is going to be some sort of regulation. And if Biden is reaching out, then they're talking about regulation. And here's the thing. If you're in DeFi and you're getting wrecked in DeFi, you're still going to continue to get wrecked in DeFi. If you're trading your Bitcoin in DeFi, if you're trading your Ethereum in DeFi, you're going to continue to do that. Nothing is going to change with the regulation on how you're trading your tokens or what it is that you're doing. Nothing changes. The only thing that's going to change when it comes down to it is what happens on centralized exchanges, because the DeFi exchanges, they're going to continue doing what they do. By the way, if you did not follow it and you did not see it, Voltichange went down today because it went down like last night, because guess what? There were too many people using Voltichange. And, in fairness, we did not expect this big a result. At the time that it went down, there had been 359,000 different wallets that had connected with it over the course of 3 days. And I don't know if that's gigantic in Uniswap. I would think that that's probably not even close to gigantic in Uniswap. But for Volt, that is a massive, and I mean massive sort of number. That's 359,000 people for a token that has about 59,560 holders. So that is a big number. So 359,000, almost 400,000 people were trying to use Voltichange because you can burn your own token. Then you burn some Volt while you're at it. And everything works in your favor if you're trying to reduce your supply, et cetera, et cetera. So we saw a run on it. Now there's voltichange.net, and voltichange.com is going to be coming back online to help with the overflow until they can get it all worked out so that there's only one of them. But the server space was too much, and that was way too many people getting into Voltichange that early. So that's what happened, and that's where we are. So, but anyway, he says March 24. Shiba Inu, by the way, this is ironic. So if you have anything to do with Volt right now, then your goal should be to be contacting and reaching out and making it known to every Shiba Inu holder that if you use Voltichange for your transactions going forward, you will burn tokens on every transaction. Now, I don't know if that means that ShibaSwap, I don't know how ShibaSwap does it. So I don't know which one burns more. So, I would suppose that it's imperative to look and see what is being burnt. And if they don't burn enough token, and if the tokens are burned from methods other than ShibaSwap, then it is time to walk away from ShibaSwap and step into Voltichange and then start burning some of the supply on Shiba Inu. It'd be very simple for those guys to get over here and just start diminishing their supply, not necessarily exponentially, but by a good amount. So if you know anybody into Shiba Inu, let them know Voltichange is burning 0.25% of every single transaction of their own native token. And it is going into their dead wallet, their specified dead wallet. Also, crypto markets nervous as the FTX collapse dents institutional confidence. And this is where, this is where it all comes down to, right? Coinbase and MicroStrategy bonds tanked, crypto markets plunged, and the FTX exploiter moved a total of 180,000 Ether. Crypto markets wobbled on Monday with major assets feeling continuing nervousness over the potential for further market contagion following the collapse of the FTX exchange. In a story reported by Omkar Gadboli, bonds issued by crypto exchange Coinbase and by business intelligence company MicroStrategies have slumped as investor confidence dropped due to the FTX collapse. Coinbase bond due 2031 has dropped 15% in value this month to 50 cents on the dollar, according to data source FINRA Morningstar, sending the yield, which moves in the opposite direction of the price, to a record high of 13.5. MicroStrategy followed a similar trend on Friday. The yield on the company's 2028 notes issued last year to finance Bitcoin accumulation climbed to 13.35 as the price dropped to a record 72.5 cents on the dollar. The company's bonds carry a premium of around 1,000 basis points, or 10 percentage points, of the U.S. 10-year Treasury note yields. So, those companies are, not only are they struggling, but they're struggling even more because now they're having to pay their investors more when they're issuing bonds. So, this is a crypto winter. To be fair, many people talk about crypto winter, and many people will tell you about crypto winter, and this one is like no other. This one has been suffocating in a lot of different ways for a lot of people. So bear in mind that when we come out of this and we come out on the other side, we are going to certainly appreciate this so much more than I think what we appreciate right now. So that being said, Bitcoin miners face a squeeze as Bitcoin production cost remains well above spot market value. So, yeah, Ellis, we're going to get to that in just a second. And we're going to skip that because there's just a lot going on right there. Yeah. So, did Volt burn a lot over the weekend? Yeah. So we can go over to Burn Volt and we can look and see at any given time how much gets burned. And it is at burn. Now, you can see right here that this is in the last hour. There's $320 is 289 million burned from the original supply. It's gained 5 new holders in the last hour. 73,716 were transferred to the dead wallet an hour ago. 50,000 was transferred. 46,000 was transferred. And these are the transactions. This is where you're seeing those transactions start to come through. And it's crypti.io that's tracking everything. And you can go over there and you can join it and look at it if you don't want to do it this way. But 198,000, 292,000. This is transactions, and they're massive. This is an hour ago. Just to put some context on it. Now we're going to get the burn totals because they are tracked on a spreadsheet, and we're going to get those totals very soon. But just to look at this right now, an hour ago we added 4 new holders, so there's 10 holders, 9 holders in the last hour. 275 million burned. Every hour there's ridiculous amounts burned, and every transaction is burning an enormous amount of supply over. So are we burning more? Yeah, it's burning a lot more. Now, that has been just a fantastic result. So I think everybody is super happy with that right now. Screw Lunk, what about Volt? Where's my profits? So we're going to look at that in just a little bit. When we get into the technical analysis, we're going to wrap up the news with just a couple more things here. Lunk is again becoming #1 on top Cosmos projects. You can see right here, Luna Classic is now the #1 Cosmos project by a long shot. If you look down here at the engagement, it's got 3 times the engagement as Kronos. It's got way more social mentions. This is incredible based on size. So yeah. And this is important. So this is, and you can go read this through Google Docs, but it is the Terra Rebels made an early commitment to the Terra Classic community to work voluntarily to deliver the blockchain community control. So what they said is they're done. They've done it. Now they need to get paid. And if they don't get paid, and if they can't get paid, then maybe it's time for them to move on and for some other people to take over. And they're willing to risk that. They're willing to say, listen, if you can't see a way to make sure that we get compensated for our time, if you as a community say that our time is not worth any money to you, what we've done for you so far, what we've brought so far is not worth it to you, then we're going to walk away. And it's okay if we walk away because there's other people in the community. But let me tell you something. If that happens, we're starting over. So, people are going to have to start thinking about this because these guys want to be compensated and they want to be able to earn a living so that they can continue to turn this into what they do. And so, So David, if you watch my video today, then Volt is doing or Terra Luna is doing exactly what I said it was going to do. So, it's it's doing the market's crushing, right? And there are basically black swan events and stuff like that just going on everywhere. So, you may have just a little bit of a problem, you might have just a little bit of an issue, but at the end of the day, the way this is playing out, the way this is playing out is, I think, let me go over here. Matter of fact, let me hold that 1 second, because now we're going to hit that technical analysis. All right. So for anybody who did not see what I said, let me summarize this. Let me move this over here for you. Here's what I said was going to end up happening. I said that we're going to probably have, and this will play out over the hours. So we're going to put this on the hour sheet. And I said that the most likely scenario for what's going to happen going forward here is going to be this. It's going to be that we are going to kind of sideways here. We're going to bump this top up here. This is now a point of resistance, this blue line right here. So we're probably going to bump that a couple times, or we're just going to trend along until we get down here to around 1300. Then we're going to make a swing and start moving into the positive. And the reason for that is because we're going to start getting numbers. That's the 28th. And I thought, just a couple days before Binance does the burn. And then the whales are going to start buying, and maybe we'll push it up to about 0.00002. So 302 seems to be, in my mind, that seems to be where we're going to end up at a maximum, maybe 2200. Most likely scenario is this line right here in the 1700s. We end up back there at that 1700 level, because I don't think that there's a big pump yet. And I think that when we see how much Binance burns, if we get in at a lower price and they burn like triple the amount that we think, or something like that, if we see a significantly bigger burn, then maybe people will start to say, "Ooh, wow, that actually is significant," and we'll get a bump off of that. But I don't think that that's realistic. I think what we're going to end up getting is another disappointing number from Binance, no matter what we think. Yeah, I think it's going to be even more disappointing than we think, even with the price being depressed. So that's going to lead to further downside, because it's the first quarter of 2023. That's when things are going to start getting serious, because that's when we're going to start to see the integration of their own burn. That's when we're going to start getting testing done. And I think it was March of 2023 when the AFT is going to be repegged back over. So all those things are still working. They just take time to manifest themselves. So right now we're getting wrapped up in all the processes and who's going to get paid. We're getting wrapped up in the mundanity of what's going on, especially at the end of the year. So, here we are just kind of waiting to see what happens. But this is, I left this right here, and I said that, this is the bottom, because this was the bottom over here, that I think we're going to end up at the bottom right here. And then we're going to start moving in the upward fashion. This takes us to December 3rd. So I don't think it goes past that. Then we get the burn, and then, then whatever happens at that point. But I think that's the way that Luna is going to play itself out. So it's going to take a little bit of time, and then we'll start to see maybe some upside coming out of that. What's up, Bleeves from Louisville? Man, just waiting over here to beat the shit out of Kentucky Wildcats this weekend. Fuck those guys and their ugly ass team. And who wears blue? You know what I mean? Hippies, stoners. Ew. Apparently, people who use the wrong word when they're drunk and they're being stopped by a guidance counselor. Woo! I don't think that girl goes to the school anymore. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with Luna Classic. But I mean, the most important thing here is this is, we picked this exactly perfect. And Jesus Christ, I hate doing this, because it sucks being right when you can see it get ready to play out. Not only were we talking about this, and we've been talking about this for days. Not only that, but this shit played out on the hour. I mean, look at that. Look at the chart. Like, we literally called this thing to the hour. Now, if you remember, I said there was about a 20% chance that it would go to the upside, 80% chance that it would go to the downside, and that maybe we could get a relief rally and that something could get started. But if not, then we'll probably be back to 1,000. Now, we've been fortunate we didn't get to 1,000 yet, but don't worry, there's still time. And it looks like from what I'm gathering, this guy with this wallet, or this girl with this wallet, so far, they still have 185,000 Ethereum sitting in that wallet. So it's going to get nasty way before it gets better. And we're probably going to be watching some serious bottoming out of the price. Now, I'm actually hoping that we get a little bit of a relief rally, but I think, look, if you knew some crazy person was out there just waiting to dump 185,000 Ethereum on the open market and they were going to do it on chain, would you buy some? I mean, because I wouldn't. Like that makes no sense. Like, the move right now would be to just sit and wait and watch the chart, which is why you're seeing it drip down the way it is. You get some people who are looking at it and saying an opportunity, because it is an opportunity at the end of the day. It is an opportunity, but there's a difference between an opportunity at 800 and an opportunity at 1,000. So, we just kind of watch the chart, see what happens. The longer this goes with no movement, the better off we will end up looking in that overall. So, it's possible that, this starts to fade a little bit and we start to see, something happen. But, I should point out over here, because I said this too. I said that USTC is going to have a big relief rally and it's got a long way to go. We're way outside of the channels that we were in before. But, I still think it's going to look, as soon as everything starts turning green and we get some clarity on some of these things and we know what's going on with that money, we know, and by the way, at some point, what's in that wallet, it's going to be irrelevant. Nobody's going to care. It may not even be as big a thing as we're thinking that it is right now. So, it could all just end up just fine. So, we'll be watching it and seeing what happens. So I don't know yet. I don't have a problem with Dez getting paid. Well, you shouldn't have a problem with him getting paid. But I mean, we live in a very, look, crypto is very weird. Crypto is just odd. Don't be a peasant. Get in Doge GF. Okay. Elon's behind it. No, he's not. That trend could be 2 to 4 months down the road at least. Hey, do me a favor, guys. If you want to come in with Doge GF, that's fine, but don't lie to people. Don't try to mislead and deceive people. Nobody here is going to invest if you do that. If you give us something that's a decent product, we'll look at it. And if you pay for a super chat, we'll even talk about it. But Elon Musk is not invested in some random shitcoin. Use it as an opportunity for sure. But I mean, don't just start lying about it. What is your guess on Lily Tier 1 listing? I saw somebody had an interesting take on it, and he said that he thought that the idea was had to be a United States company or somebody that does business in the United States. So that's crypto.com, that's Coinbase, that's MEXC, but MEXC is already there, so it has to be a tier 1, right? So let's go look. Shit, we can take a guess. And it's going to be a spot exchange for sure. So you got Coinbase, you got Binance.us, Gemini. It's not going to be Gemini. I believe you can trade with OKX here in America, and Bybit. You cannot trade with BitGet anymore. I just got wrecked on BitGet. Actually, I didn't get wrecked. So look, matter of fact, I don't know. It's Coinbase, Binance.us, Bitfinex, Gemini. There's not that many. So I don't know. Crypto.com. I'm just going to say crypto.com or Binance.us. I'm just going to go with that and leave it there and let it ride. But anyway, that's a guess. So unfortunately, UK has a bunch of PCATs this year. You know what? So does Louisville. Louisville's played a great Louisville's had a great defensive stand for a few games. But remember, this is the same team that sucked and gave up 30-something points a game. They're not great on defense. They come together on defense and they're playing good on defense. But all they have to be is exposed and they will start to buckle. You know, they do tend to have a lot of spirit lately. And but I'm not really a fan of Brian Bowen. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be the man. I don't know if he's going to do it. Black and Mild, thank you for the $20 bomb. Sup, Leaves, still banking on Batindi. Main net dropping soon. You're welcome. Oh, shit. I still got it on my chart on my listing over here. If it's about to drop on mainnet, then yeah, if you haven't already, by the way, go check out Batindi, Bitindi. It's a new blockchain coming out, and you might want to just pay attention to it. Do your own research on it, but check this thing out. Elon is not behind a token. All right. So with that being said, let's get over here to our Lily is up here at 48.09 right now. Wagme's at 28.05. Lit is up at 26.29. Terra 53.72. Volt 12.49. MMA 22.16. Hulk 36.72. Deconnect 41.60. Yen 75.45. Hex is look, guys. Hex is an absolute buy. If I had an extra $5,000, buying Hex would seem like a no-brainer, just because if you take the time to look here, then you see every time it spikes down, it has a radical run back up. And even if it just comes up here, that's 46 cents. That's almost double where it is right now. That's a huge run that Hex would go on. So there's an opportunity on Hex to make a few bucks. Bone was trading at 70 cents the other day, down to 62 cents today. Cult was at 53 earlier. It's at 51 now. ETH 2.0, fucking disaster, probably. Yep, just a disaster. Even though, it's going to be the next one. Look, if you got in for the pump on Proof of Memes, then good for you. But now you're sitting on the dump. It's almost back to where it started. So 12 million market cap is all that's left over there. So get out while you have the opportunity. Wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. If you made money, get your profit out. Make yourself whole. And then if you decide to leave a bag in there to ride, let the bag ride. I mean, whatever. But, I mean, this right here, this is a fucking disaster. So, yeah, don't get wrecked on this one. I can see the score being like baseball, 3-2. No, because I think Louisville will score some points. I think Louisville will score some points, and I think Kentucky will score some points too. Because even though I'm pretty sure that I saw a few Kentucky games, and Cavassier Smoke was still a running back, and I mean he just ran over Louisville last year. So I don't think much has changed. So I think Louisville again is going to be a little bit better, but I got a feeling that they're just going to get trucked for one more year. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Louisville won 7 games this year. Sure didn't look like they were going to win 7 games. So, maybe they will. Maybe they'll get on a little bit of a run. But so anyway, you guys can see it's going to be look, this is going to be nasty right now. It's going to be this is just going to be, it's going to suck. This market is just going to be, and by the way, let me, I think I should point this out. If you guys go back to how you were feeling, if you guys go back to how you were feeling, and I don't know how long you've been in crypto, but if you have, for any decent length of time, just go back here and think about how you were feeling right here in June and July of 2021, when we had mooned, we were way, 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 way up. And then the market was just collapsing around us, and everything was falling and falling and falling and falling. And that was the end of the bull market. This right here is where the bull market basically ended. And I know that we did get this pump over here, but if you've done any research for yourself, then you know that that was institutional, and that was just institutions throwing money at it because there was money to be thrown at it. And if you look at any one of the indicators, and you look at any, if you look at any RSIs, if you look at any indicators, then it tells you that this was, the bull market was over, that it was over right here. So, yeah, when you look at it, especially when you look at it by month, you can see over here, this right here, that's where it stopped, right there. In fact, there it is right there. And you can see down here at the bottom that this is when everything that was going up started going back down. And that's when it came back down here. And that's why the bull market was over then. So, you know, we've been in a bear market for all this time. Just went up while we were in a bear market. So, you know, hopefully we could see something like that happen again. And by the way, I'm looking at Ethereum. Ethereum ran a little bit different. If you look at Bitcoin, didn't run the same way. But, you know, it all stays the same. Basically, the market was the market. But down here, you can see that everything is just basically kind of dumping in the red. So there's no real relief rally on tap yet. So let's close that out. Don't bet the farm on anything right now. Yeah, anyway, so that's my time, guys. I'm going to get out of here and get ready for in the morning. Still feeling a little bit under the weather. So, you know, I'm gonna pass out and try this again in the morning. So it's not financial advice. My name is Believes. I am always right. We will see you guys again in the morning. I got a bad feeling about tonight. I got a feeling that this guy is going to start dumping a whole lot more Ethereum, and none of us are ready for it. But we'll see what happens, and we'll talk to you again in the morning.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl.